the city of Tshwane, but generally the people of Tshwane really do love Dr. Nasiphi Moya, of which we agree she's in a coalition that you guys are leading by numbers and by, of course, by magnitude. She is doing a brilliant work. Do you agree?
Well, is the coalition?
Yes, but we're talking about her as the mayor. She's just doing a great work.
We can't single out an individual in a setup of a coalition. That's why I also, from the ANC, in terms of how this coalition should be regulated. I mean, in Egurulen, for instance, we had a mayor who was coming from a single party. I mean, including Gwamanda in Johannesburg. I mean, those things are nonsensical. You know, even in Tshwane today, when things are going bad, people are still talking about the ANC because we've got 70 wards. So imagine a party with 70 wards giving mayorship to a party with no ward. We will not do it again. It will not happen. The people are extremely happy with the ANC, but also they are very comfortable with the individual that the ANC would have chosen to be there, because he's a simple guy. I mean, that man is a simple guy. He resides within that locality. I mean, he took us to his shack yesterday. It's a two-room shack.
Mashiane Politically Incorrect. It's a very busy news week. The economic freedom fighters have gotten a second position. The MK, the third position. We just want to understand these numbers coming from the city of Tshwane, Mamelodi. What 10 is it? We've got Mamelodi, the African National Congress. Just tell us these numbers. But even maybe before we do the numbers, Comrade George, let's do this. A bereavement in Mamelodi, a vacancy, and then you guys go back and return this ward. And you went to the media and said, it's a very sad thing that some amongst yourselves would find themselves involved with criminal elements, and this creates problems for the African National Congress. Just dwell on that. Congratulations for the elections, by the way, but the by-election, just dwell on that, just so you take it back for the purposes of our audience, just so they get the picture of why we landed here.
No, thank you very much, Ndate Mashiane. Yeah, I think we should also firstly appreciate the support that we have received from the people of Mamelodi Ward 10. That's Alaska, Stoffel Park, and the surrounding areas. And also appreciate the work that would have been done by our PTT deployees, the RTT comrades, different zones, the ANC Youth League, the ANC Women's League, Sanko, our own MK military veterans, the zone of Mamelodi itself, members of the branch, our councillors. It was a serious effort of all the structures that I've just mentioned to ensure that we scoop a victory, which was the most difficult one. I mean, you have known that the ward was mostly contested by a number of political parties, and responding to what we would have asked ourselves around issues that relates to the vacancy. Yes, indeed, the vacancy came as a result of the passing on of our councillor, Comrade Masemola, may his soul rest in peace. And you are correct. I mean, from time to time, as the leadership of the ANC, we would advise to all our councillors to say they need to be vigilant as they execute their responsibilities, but also in terms of who they work closer to or align to, because obviously as public representatives, you are being given serious responsibilities, and at times there will be shoddy characters who will come closer to you with evil intentions and so on. So from time to time we do warn in our caucuses, our councillors, just to play very far from shoddy characters, because outside harming them, they will harm our own constituency of the ANC. Remember, in our wards, those people are voting the ANC, and we need to protect those people at all costs. We need to protect their votes.
Thank you. And it's a double condolences for you between this bereavement within the ANC where you lead, and now you have had a bereavement at home, and condolences for that and condolences for this. And you've been, like you say, it has not been an easy victory for you, comrade. Condolences from home and here. What made you, because you worked with this even when you were on what do we call compassionate leave, you still worked on the ground. What do you think made the ANC retain this ward? Highly contested.
Well, as I've indicated earlier, it's a collective effort. It's a joint effort, but mostly it's the fact that all of us are now aware that the elections are no longer an obvious thing. It's a contested terrain. So at all material times, as in when there's a need for us to come together and work together for the cause of the ANC, we don't need an invitation. We don't invite anyone. As we address the comrades of the ANC, we are saying to them, election work, it's our responsibility, all of us, and we are all volunteering. So you don't expect us to call you. We all have to be there, and we are pleased to report that our comrades, they all heeded the call, and they came in their numbers. We spoke to our communities, and the good thing is that the ANC does not only go to people whenever it's election time. I mean, Ward 10 has always been our ward, and through our structures, the ANC existed in that particular ward. Although at times faced with numerous challenges, because you would know that for almost 10 years, the ANC has been out of power. And as such, service delivery in those wards have been seriously affected. And because we are leading the wards, sometimes people are unable to spot the difference when we are in charge of the municipality or the municipal budget, and when we are only leading a ward. So the expectation is the same, because historically the ANC has that responsibility, an inherent responsibility of taking care of its own people. So even when we are outside power, people do have such expectation that the ANC must assist them, without knowing that we do have the will to help, but we don't have the means to can be able to intervene in such areas.
You took you took 7 of the 8 contested voting districts. This is massive. I say this is massive because people have been saying ANC won't come back, and you pride yourself being the leader in the coalition of Tshwane. 2026 is here. Do you have a mayoral candidate with this confidence that the people of Mamelodi have given you? Do you've got confidence to say we can announce the mayoral candidate from the African National Congress? Are people ever going to vote without knowing who will be taking the mayoral chains?
Knowing the ANC, the process of coming up with a mayoral candidate is very rigorous. We are not like any other party where we'll just wake up and announce a mayoral candidate. There are many things that we look at as the ANC, and there are many processes that we are undertaking. The first thing is that the local leadership will assemble and look at those among us who have the capabilities, the necessary qualities, the skills, and the know-how of dealing with issues that relate to community challenges, and put those comrades in order of preference, submit the list to province. Then the province will have their own engagements around those particular names, and those names will go to national. The national officials will look at those names, and they will pick among the names that have been sent. And if they are not happy that the names sent do not fit the kind of responsibility that is available, it is within their right to can look outside, so that we have a credible, but mostly a person with the necessary qualities to can take us forward. I mean, all of us do acknowledge that the coming elections are going to be very difficult. I mean, it has always been, a rumor that after some time, after 2 decades or 3, the liberation movement becomes irrelevant, more particularly in urban centers and so on. So it's becoming difficult, because you would understand that our people are migrating to urban centers with the expectation of finding greener pastures and so on. So it then becomes difficult for the metros to can be able to assist all the challenges that are there, because the amount of people who are coming into the urban centers are too many. Even when you think that you have addressed the question of human settlement, you are still lagging far behind. Even if you think that you have addressed the question of water provision, electricity, and so on, that's why it's in urban centers where you get a lot of informal settlement, because the people throughout the country and inside the areas are in the urban settlement, in the urban centers for greener pastures. So it's very difficult, and the people are becoming impatient daily. So to think that you can still have the amount of support when the fiscus is dwindling, because our people are not paying services because of not having job opportunities, some of them losing jobs because the economy is not doing well and so on. So it's a lot of reasons why we are finding ourselves where we are and so on. But as the ANC, as an organization, we will definitely prepare very well to ensure that we mount a very serious battle to ensure that we reclaim our standing within communities. And we are at work now. I mean, you can see how National is, organizing us, even the province, the region itself, and so on. We are very serious about these things that relates to elections, and our campaign has more to do with the services. I mean, the provision of services within communities. I mean, you can see how committed our MMCs are in terms of ensuring that they intervene within communities and so on, because we are in a coalition. But the most unfortunate thing is that when you are in a coalition and you are not occupying a mayoral seat, you can work as much as you want. Then the face of the municipality at times just come and, claim victories of ourselves as the ANC. I mean, you would have an MMC responsible for utility, doing work. Then at a later stage, when ribbon are supposed to be cut, then the mayor will arrive and cut the ribbon, and everybody will speak about the mayor in isolation of what the MMC would have done.
But let's agree that
settlement and so forth.
Let's agree that the people of Tshwane generally, and I gave credit that you are leading the coalition in the city of Tshwane, but generally the people of Tshwane really do love Dr. Nasiphi Moya, of which we agree she's in a coalition that you guys are leading by numbers and by, of course, by magnitude. She is doing a brilliant work. Do you agree?
Well, is the coalition?
Yes, but we're talking about her as the mayor. She's doing a great work.
We can't single out an individual in a setup of a coalition. That's why I also speak of members of mayoral committee. So everybody will speak for his own for his or her own political party. You see, I speak for the entire collective.
Comrade George, when Sputler was doing a great job pre-2016, everyone applauded him without saying the MMCs, because it was his mayoral candidate from the ANC, of course. But I'm saying we gave credit to Sputler for having worked.
Yeah, but we are speaking about a different...
Of course.
No, look.
It's a different administration and dispensation. I give it to you. What I'm trying to shy away is yourselves denying the mayor.
No, I'm not denying.
Her flowers. Let's give her flowers if she's not making.
Look, I am not denying anything. I am saying to you, Comrade Sputler led an ANC administration.
True. And when we're giving him credit, you gave him flowers to say, here's the mayor who...
Allow me to respond to your question.
Yes.
Comrade Sputler led an ANC administration, which had capable men and women. And it was correct for all of us to speak about him as the face. Here we are speaking about a coalition, you understand, of different political parties. And to want to isolate everybody who's doing work in appeasing a single face, it will be very raw. I will not sit here
it's right
as a regional secretary or a regional coordinator and want to affirm something that which is not correct, because it will not be correct for me. We are in a coalition arrangement, even at national level. That's why the DA, they would at all material times want to be on their side, and it's within their right. You see, I mean, the ANC MMCs are doing quite well in the region.
Why is it difficult to give her flowers?
No, I don't even have those flowers to give to any person. It's way to do. She might be doing her part. She's doing her part.
She's doing a great job.
No, she's doing her part like all members of the mayoral committee. Remember, she's part of the collective. She has not won elections. And
yeah, but she's doing a great
job. That you are talking about.
Yes.
You can't want to isolate the people responsible, those MMCs. It will be very wrong. You see, because the ribbons that she's cutting is the work done by certain people. You understand? So to want to sit here and say, no, it's only her and her alone, it will not be correct. That's why you think of the collective. We speak of the collective because we are in a coalition setup. We are in a coalition setup.
You represent the sentiment coming from the REC of Tshwane. ANC.
I represent the truth. What is happening on the ground?
I just want to check something.
Yeah.
Do you think the ANC regrets giving her the mayoral chance?
No, we don't regret. That's why we are saying the collective leadership is doing extremely well. You understand? Because
Led by ANC, of course. And I'm giving you flowers for that.
Collective is doing well. I mean, if our MMCs were not doing well, you are not going to say anything about her. You understand? The fact that you are saying Nasiphi is doing well, as a leader of the collective, we cannot isolate the collective, the collective, because we are in a coalition setup.
Is
So
Ramaphosa
the
doing?
fact that,
Is Ramaphosa doing a good job being the president of the country?
no, of course, of course.
So it means that even Nasiphi Moya, Dr. Nasiphi Moya is doing a great job.
And I have not denied that fact.
No, thank you.
What I'm
happy that we are passing.
Collective leadership. You understand?
Yes.
Because to want to, in a coalition setup, we can't take away the good work that the other parties are doing and give it to an individual. It will be very wrong.
So you don't regret giving her mayoral chance?
No, we don't regret. But moving forward, we are not going to do it again.
It sounds like regret.
Look, no, we are not regretting. It's a mistake that the ANC will have 75 councillors in a council, and a person with 19 councillors then becomes a mayor. It's not logically correct.
Remember the process that you spoke about, the region seeks approval from the province.
Yes.
We all know it was during that time of the GNU and things were not as rosy and there were a lot of contestations. We remember that because yes. So you do acknowledge that there were faults and there were concessions. You sacrificed a lot just to make this. And so what you're saying is 2026.
It's because there was no decision from the ANC in terms of how this coalition should be regulated. I mean, in Egurulen, for instance, we had a mayor who was coming from a single party. I mean,
including
Gwamanda in Johannesburg. I mean, those things are are nonsensical. Even in Tshwane today, when things are going bad, people are still talking about the ANC because we've got 70 wards. So imagine a party with 70 wards giving mayorship to a party with no ward. We will not do it again. It will not happen. So that all of us must work and must work hard. People must not depend on handout because that thing it's a handout. And I am speaking the decision of the NEC to say a party, if for instance in Tshwane, the ANC is number 2 or number 3, we are not going to accept the mayoral responsibility because people would have rejected us. You understand? So I am speaking from that background to say it's unfair to have smaller parties running municipalities, and those people are not even known. Even when they mess up, we are still getting the flag as the African National Congress. So it's a mistake that we must never commit.
For the purpose of our audience,
yes.
You are not a councillor in Tshwane. Do you think the reluctance of the African National Congress to announce a mayoral candidate has something to do with 2016 Thoko Didiza issues when Tshwane was burning, and you have learned a lesson not to announce early when contestations are not done on the ground? Is it a lessons learned 2016 for you?
Well, the issue of Thoko Didiza or Comrade Thoko Didiza, it's always taken out of context. People are using it for their own, nefarious means and so on. The manner in which, remember, we had Comrade Sputa who was doing extremely well by that time. And there were programs that were benefiting people and so forth. So the people of Tshwane, there are internal ANC processes and what the people want. The people of Tshwane at that particular time, they felt that but Comrade Sputa is doing well.
I will agree with you.
Why are you as the ANC putting him off or removing him? You understand? And they said, no. But it's us. Anyway, who will decide whether we want him or not. And people in their numbers, they decided not to go. And some people within the ANC with their own lies wanted to give that particular process faces and so on. A picture of some of us was taken when we were relaxed in Durban by some propagandist to say, no, we're plotting to reject Comrade Thoko and so on. And there were serious investigations. And they realized that, no, this is nonsensical, this is lies, it's propaganda and so forth. You understand? So it has nothing to do with that. And, you know...
But you do acknowledge that the ANC suffered a great deal because of that, what you call a compromise candidate.
It did because of how the matter was handled, not because of any other thing. You understand? When you have a person doing extremely well as a leader, and you just remove that particular person, there might be repercussions. You understand? And you also, even if you are removing the person because of internal democracies, you need to have a way of managing that particular thing, because some people have relationships with their communities and so on. Because Tshwane was a construction site by that particular time. You understand? And the people were happy. So the ANC would have not made calculative moves, you know, removing a person who was wanted and so forth. You understand? And it was not like people were rejecting Comrade Thoko Didiza. That issue had nothing with it had nothing to do with Comrade Thoko Didiza, but it had more to do with Comrade Sputa as a person, to say, but this is the person who has been helping us and so forth. Let's say Sputa was not doing well by that time, and the ANC decided to bring Thoko Didiza. The people were still going to accept Comrade Thoko Didiza, because Comrade Thoko Didiza has been in Tshwane for the longest period of time. She's a person of Tshwane, but even outside the fact that she's a person of Tshwane, any capable leader, if the ANC deploys a person, whether that person comes from wherever, the people of Tshwane, as long as that person is going to work for the people of Tshwane, the people of Tshwane will accept that particular individual.
The reason I asked you that question is the brilliant turnaround that you made in Ward 10, the by-elections, because one of your own was taken out and you convincingly replaced that councillor with one of your own. And that's why I'm asking you that, do you think, so it means the people of Ward 10 were very happy with the African National Congress, that's why they gave you this thing. In closing, tell us who this councillor is, and is he going to hit the ground running? Is a local resident there in Ward 10? Does he know is he ready to take on the responsibility?
Yeah, Comrade Councillor Isaac Sekele. He's a long-serving member of the ANC, not only in Ward 10 but in Mamelodi. He has led the branch of the ANC there as the deputy chair. When he was in Ward 17, he was a leader of Sanko. He's a humble guy, a very committed and responsible person, who's very committed and dedicated to serve the community. These are ground forces of the African National Congress. They've been he has been serving the community before he was even a councillor. These are people who at all material times, whenever there's no water within that locality, they will, coordinate trucks. Whenever waste is not collected, they will run. These are ordinary people who have been doing community work. Yeah. These are not people who speak English.
Yes,
they are people who work for communities. That's why in a by-election, you don't see
this big turnout,
plus minus 4,000 people coming out, and the majority of those people endorsing, because it's a by-election. And if you check the outcome of 2021, the local government, where the ANC scooped about 1,950 something, in a big elections like local government elections, and the ANC manages to up the game in a by election, you can see that the people are extremely happy with the ANC, but also they are very comfortable with the individual that the ANC would have chosen to be there, because he's a simple guy. I mean, that man is a simple guy. He resides within that locality. I mean, he took us to his shack yesterday. It's a two-room shack. Very ordinary. It looks like any other shack there.
So he's a man of the people.
No, he's a man of the people. He's just ordinary comrade who's going to work with Eddie. Very respectful, because those things are very important.
Yeah.
And so I think
thank you very much.
Very good choice for the ANC.
Condolences to yourself as a movement for the passing of comrade Natim Tetwa. What do you remember about him? I know he would have discussion documents from Natim Tetwa. Just for the purpose of your constituency, what are the things that you remember about him?
A great leader, a humble servant of the people. He was part of the NEC of the ANC Youth League back then in the late 90s and early 2000. He served the ANC as a chief whip, national parliament. He was minister of police. He was also minister of arts and culture, now our ambassador. It came as a shock to all of us in the ANC and outside the ANC that a humble person like him, very dedicated and honest person, can die such a brutal death. I mean, falling from
22nd floor.
22nd floor. I mean, that is very hurtful. And as the ANC in the region, we would love to say condolences to his family, more particularly the wife, the kids, and the people of South Africa, because he was our national leader, our national hero.
Thank you. You speak about him as a national hero. This comes at the backdrop of the Matlanga Commission allegations from Tlandla Mkhwanazi. Do you think it came at a very difficult time when the accusations were on the floor, and for him to come and answer, and unfortunately he went? Do you think that diminishes his legacy as a hero? Because we would like to take all our freedom fighters as national heroes. Do you think it diminishes him as a national hero? I'm saying national deliberately because he may not be the ANC hero only, but nationally, do you think it makes him...
Well, as a regional, he does have a mandate to speak on issues that relates to the commission itself. But to all of us who are on the ground, ordinary comrades, he remains a hero because of the work that he would have done in his previous responsibilities. So I would love to leave it there.
Okay, thank you very much. Condolences and congratulations for having retained your 10. Mashiane Politicallyincorrect, that's as much as we can do with Itada. There are people who feel this is a win for African communities in the city of Tshwane. There are people who feel that townships are now going to get attention. The assertion has always been that the white mayor services white areas. Is that true?
Well, for us, it will be a win for the people of Tshwane. Remember, the ANC is not a racist organization. We are not a black organization. We are a non-racial organization. So we are going to provide services in accordance to the needs of the people. If the needs are in the townships, that's where we are going to focus. If there are needs in areas where white people are staying, we are still going to service those people. people, because